Ninth Standard, Unit 3, Drama, Old Man River, Dorothy Deming. Characters: Amy Marshall, 17 years old; Betty Marshall, her younger sister; Rosefield, 16 years old, the Marshall's neighbor; Sarah Field, 9 years old, Rose's sister; Jim Hall, 17 years old, another neighbor; Mr. Peters, member of the Red Cross Disaster Committee; Penny Marsh, Red Cross nurse. Time: late afternoon in March. Setting: living room of the Marshall home. Scene 1. At rise, Amy, Betty, and Rose are sitting around the living room table. Amy and Rose are knitting. Betty is looking at pictures in a magazine. The stage is not very bright. Rose: goodness, it gets dark early on these rainy days. Mind if I raise the shade a bit, Amy? Amy: no, do. But I guess we need the light on too. She goes over and puts on the electric light. Rose, going to the window: how it rains in sheets, and look, your backyard is a small lake. Amy, joining Rose at the window: gracious, I have never seen it rain so hard, and this is the third day of it. Betty puts down magazine and runs to the window. Wee! It's more than a lake, it's a sea. The radio said the river was above flood stage this morning, whatever that means. Amy: it means that the water is above that white line on the bank at Thompson Bridge. It must have covered the South Meadows and the highway there. Rose: is it only the rain? It's the snow melting in the hills in the northern part of the state. The girls return to the table. Oh, I hope we don't have a flood here. There is a noise of stamping feet and someone breathing hard. The girls all look to the right, the direction of the sounds. Jim Hall, entering from right in shining wet raincoat and rain helmet, which he drags off as he enters. He is panting. Gosh, girls, it's a cloud burst. He kicks off his shoes. I have run every step of the way from school to get here. The river is rising fast. The Burnett Dam gave way an hour ago, they say, and it looks bad. Where is your mother, Amy? Amy: she took Dick to the dentist and was going to stop at Mrs. Brand's for a recipe on her way home. She ought to be here soon. Jim: and your father? Amy: in Chicago on business. But why all the questions, Jim? Jim: well, you see, he is interrupted by the ring of the telephone. Amy exits left to answer it. Her voice can be heard clearly. Amy, hello. Yes, mother, I know. Isn't it awful? How will you get home? Yes, mother, I am listening carefully. Amy's voice grows very serious. Yes, 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 I will. No, mother, no, I won't. Jim Hall is here and Rosefield too. Yes, all right, I will tell them. Goodbye. Amy returns to the room. She is looking very scared. Mother can't get home from Mrs. Brand's. The bridges between here and town are under water. Rose, Mother says you are to telephone your mother right away and tell her you will spend the night here. Rose, I will. That will be fun. Hurries from the room. Amy, Betty, you and I are to fill all the bowls, tubs, pails, and pitchers with fresh water in case the town supply is cut off or made unsafe to drink. Mother says she hopes you will stay and help us, Jim. Jim, that's just when I came. Amy, I think I will look up a lantern and Betty, interrupting, I have got a flashlight. I will get it and some candies. And some candles. Rose, from outside, still at the telephone with irritation. Central. I am trying to get mine 3022. I can't. There is a pause and Rose comes to the door, her face frightening. The telephone is dead. I can't get Central. There isn't even a buzzing on the line. Jim, means the lines are down between here and town. Well, girls, let's get organized. Betty, look up your flashlight and candles. Lamps, lanterns, or anything you have got. Rose, fill the tubs and pails, and Amy and I will check on food, blankets, and coats. Better get out the first aid kit. Everyone, make it snappy. Rose and Betty exit left. Jim turns to Amy. This is serious, Amy. I don't want to scare you, but your house is in the direct line of the river. If the dam has given way, he goes to the window. Well, if it has, you can see for yourself that it means you can't get out by the main road, and we are already cut off from the south side. Look. He points out of the window. Amy joins him. She gasps. Amy, Jim, the water is up around the garage. I thought it was just a pool in the garden, but it's Jim soberly. The river. Yes, hey, that's old man River himself creeping up to your door. Jim and Amy watch it a moment. Amy shudders. Amy, oh Jim, I am scared. Jim, placing a hand on her shoulder, steady, old Paul. We have been through bad things before and come out safely. Remember the school fire. First thing, we must not let the others see how scared we are. Next, get all the things you can together here. Water, food, blankets, coats, lights. I'm glad I'm served on the Junior Red Cross Emergency Squad during the war. It's too bad you live in a bungalow instead of a two-story house. But we can always climb into the attic and onto the roof. Amy, still staring out the window. How fast is the river rising, do you think, Jim? Jim, I don't know, and it might stop before it reaches us. If only the rain would let up. We will signal for help from the roof. They will send a boat or something. Rose, entering left. I have got enough fresh water to last us a week. Who will send a boat for us? Jim? And from where? She goes to the windows, screams. Horace, look at the river. Amy. Shh. Rose, don't tell the others. Jim says, we will be all right. Let's see what food we have on hand. Betty, entering left. Here are the lights. Did you say food? Her, what's that? All four stand perfectly still, listening. From far off, a child's voice is heard. Sarah, Rose, it's me, Sarah. Rose, Sarah, where is she? All run to the window. Amy, there she is, on the playhouse porch. How did she get there? Rose, followed me here, probably. She loves that playhouse, the little monkey. Jim goes out calling, stay where you are. Sarah, I will get you. Amy, it's lucky the playhouse is on high ground. Rose, still at the window, but it isn't. But it isn't. But it isn't. Look, it's nearly afloat. The girls gather at the window. There goes Jim. Look, the water is above his knees. Amy, you will need dry cloths. See if you can find some of Dad's things for Jim. Betty, Sarah can have Dick's. Rose, there, is God here? Is God her? There, is God her? Amy, I will make some hot cocoa for me. There is a thumping and voices at the right, and Jim enters carrying Sarah. Pickaback, Sarah is beaming. Sarah, hello everybody, that was fun. Write some more, please, Jim. Jim, no, young lady, that's enough. You are heavy. She is dry as a bone. Rose, I am not. Amy, you can have some of Dad's things. I am going to get us some supper. As she says this, the lights go out. They all gasp and Betty screams. Jim, trying to sound casual, Powerhouse must be out of commission. Light your candles, Betty. Betty switches on the flashlight and lights 3 candles. Amy, I am glad we have an oil stove for cooking. Rose, taking a candle, forward, march to the kitchen. Betty takes a candle and follows with Sarah, trailing. All exit right, humming tram, tram, tram. The boys are marching. Jim, in a low voice to Amy, the river was up another foot. Amy, another hour, and that playhouse would have been floating out in the current. At this rate, the floor here will be underwater by morning. Amy, what will we do then? Jim, neither Sarah nor Betty is a strong swimmer. Jim, I am going to climb out on the roof and start waving the flashlight. Someone will come, see it, and come for us. Amy, but who? No one is on the main road, and there are no houses within sight of us. That will be just a pinpoint of light. Aren't you scared, Jim? You Betty, are you? Jim, you bet, are you? Amy, terrified, but I'm glad you are here. Jim, we will see it through if we just keep our heads.